They say the sea washes away secrets, but on the remote cliffside where Marevynn Rise stands, the ocean doesn't just hide what it takes. It erases it. Memories, names, phases gone. Like ink washed from a page. Elias had never heard of Marevynn Rise before. The night his car broke down on the coastal road, he'd been driving for hours, running from a life that no longer felt like his. A breakup, a death in the family, a silence growing inside him like rot. When the storm rolled in, the fog swallowed everything. But through the gray haze, a light flickered on the cliff's edge, a warm glow in the freezing dark. An inn, a refuge. He climbed the narrow path, sea wind clawing at his coat, and there it was, Marevynn Rise, its windows glowing amber like watchful eyes. Inside, the air smelled of salt and old wood. A woman stood behind the counter, her hair silver like moonlight, her eyes a deep ocean blue. "You look tired," she said softly. "Rest, just for the night." Her voice felt like a blanket around him, warm, comforting. But something in her expression made his chest tighten. As Elias signed the guest book, he noticed pages missing, torn out, carefully. Only one name remained on the page before his ink faded, almost unreadable. He whispered, "Who stayed here last?" The woman paused just long enough to make him uneasy. "No one important," she said, "and not for long." That night, the wind never stopped. It moaned through the halls like someone grieving, someone who could never stop. Elias tried to sleep, but the sea roared louder and louder, as if begging to be heard. He rose from bed and stepped into the hallway. At the far end, he saw a figure standing by the window, back turned, shoulders shaking as though crying. "Hello," Elias whispered. But when the figure turned, there was no face, just shifting shadows where features should be. Elias stumbled back into his room and slammed the door. Behind it, nothing followed. No footsteps, no breathing, only silence. The next morning, the woman in silver hair poured him tea, her hands trembling just slightly. "You saw someone?" she said without looking at him. Elias couldn't answer. The words lodged in his throat like sea glass. She continued, her voice breaking. "Some guests, they leave nothing behind. No luggage, no photos, no memories. They come here when the world forgets them, when they've already begun to disappear." Elias stared at her. "What do you mean? Disappear?" Her eyes shimmered. "When grief swallows you whole," she said, "you start erasing yourself, piece by piece. Marevynn Rise is where the final pieces fade." That evening, Elias walked the cliffside to clear his thoughts. He found a pair of footprints in the snow, one set walking forward and none returning. They led to the very edge, where the wind howled like a choir of lost voices. He turned back toward the inn and saw the woman watching him from the window, her expression filled with ancient grief. Back inside, he confronted her. "You've lost someone?" Elias said. "Someone the sea took." She nodded, tears welling. "My son," she whispered. "He was the first to fade. He came here after his father died. He thought no one remembered him. And when he believed that, the sea believed it too." Her voice cracked. He walked to the edge, and the ocean welcomed him. Not with waves, but with silence. After that night, even I struggled to remember his voice. Elias felt his chest tighten again, not with fear but recognition. His own father's funeral, the empty house, the unanswered messages. The feeling that soon, no one would remember Elias either. Late that night, Elias stood at the cliff's edge, wind tearing at his hair. He could almost hear voices in the waves, not calling, but waiting. Waiting for him to let go. He closed his eyes, but then a hand wrapped around his wrist. Warm. Human. It was the woman. Her eyes were filled with sorrow, but also open. "You are not gone yet," she whispered. "I remember you. Stay, and others will too." Elias looked toward the sea, its surface black and endless as oblivion. Then he stepped back, away from the edge, away from forgetting. Elias checked out at dawn, but before leaving, He tore a page from his journal, his handwriting bold. Deliberate hand placed it in the guest book where the missing pages had been. A name. His name. Proof that he existed. The woman smiled through tears. The wind outside softened, hoosed a little as if the sea itself breathed out, disappointed. As Elias walked away from Marevynn Rise, his footsteps did not fade. Not that day. Not anymore. And behind him, in the inn on the cliff, the woman placed the journal page in a drawer marked, "Those who chose to stay." The sea may erase, but not everyone lets it win. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more.